Gold. It glitters. It seduces. It builds empires. But behind every ounce mined in Africa is a story of conflict, lost lives, broken promises, and invisible hands pulling strings. Welcome to Citizens of Earth TV. Today, we go deep into the hidden war for Africa's gold, where wealth meets warfare, and those who dig the soil are often the ones paying the heaviest price. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Mali to Sudan, gold is more than a mineral in Africa. It is power, it is economy, even identity. Africa produces over 27% of the world's gold. West Africa alone contributes around half of Africa's gold output. But despite staggering numbers, millions of Africans see little benefit. Why? Illegal mining, foreign corporations, weak governance, corruption, violence. Grab your headphones, because we're uncovering the truth behind Africa's gold rush. First, where is Africa in the gold game? Ghana leads the continent, producing roughly 4 to 4.5 million ounces in 2024. Mines like Ahafo, Tarkwa, and Obuasi are names known across the globe. Followed by Mali, Burkina Faso, and South Africa. 4 countries alone made up almost half of Africa's gold output in 2023. But these figures hide a dark underside: artisanal miners working in dangerous conditions, and whole regions destabilized because gold proved more curse than blessing. In Burkina Faso, gold accounts for about 70% of export earnings, and in 2023 generated over $7 billion. Yet insecurity forced the closure of many mines, cutting into output. In Ghana, over 30 to 40% of gold output now comes from small-scale miners, many unlicensed, unregulated, often exploited. Who profits from Africa's gold? Large mining firms: Newmont, Anglo Gold Ashanti, Barrick, I Am Gold. Companies with millions invested, global shareholders, and political connections. Then there are artisanal miners, men and women, often with no protective gear, mining with hand tools or rudimentary equipment. Their earnings: a fraction of the value of gold they extract. Foreign powers also play a role. Western countries, China, investors from the Gulf, negotiating contracts, owning refineries, controlling export channels. For example, in Mali, the government in 2023 changed mining laws to increase its stake and royalties in foreign mining companies. But this has led to tensions. In some cases, governments threaten to seize mines, block exports, or renegotiate contracts after gold has already left the ground. Corruption, lack of oversight, smuggling, all part of the system. Gold doesn't just glitter, it bleeds. In Burkina Faso, dozens of gold mines have shut down due to rising jihadist attacks. Mines like Inata, Taparko, Bungu, Yuga, once thriving, now casualties of violence and fear. In South Africa, illegal miners, Zama-Zamas, risk everything for a piece of the earth. Landslides, mine collapses, toxic chemicals. Some operations have no safety nets, no regulation. Lives lost in silence. In Ghana, water bodies are contaminated due to unregulated small-scale mining. Mercury, cyanide used without care. River fish die. Farmers lose farmland. The environment pays, and so do the communities. Meanwhile, political instability compounds the danger. Gold-rich regions are often under weak central control. Militias, insurgents, or criminals exploit the chaos to smuggle gold across borders. Revenue that should benefit ordinary people is lost. Imagine this: a mine producing hundreds of millions in gold every year. Local councils expect new schools, roads, electricity. Instead, they get broken promises, delayed payments, unfair deals. Ghana's gold export revenue in 2024 topped 11.6 billion US dollars. Yet many artisan miners live in poverty, struggling to access basic healthcare or clean water. Burkina Faso's GDP depends heavily on gold exports, but insecurity, corruption, and foreign control often reduce the gains to a small elite. Many governments are launching reforms, revising mining codes, increasing transparency, demanding higher royalties. But implementation often lags. Investors leave. Corruption seeps in. Meanwhile, demand for gold in the US, Europe, Asia continues to soar. Jewelry, electronics, hedge investments. Every ounce has traveled miles, under layers of trade and often under questionable conditions. Do U.S. companies and consumers know how much of that gold is from regulated mines? How much is smuggled? How many local decrees ignored? Some gold smuggling routes, from Burkina Faso to neighboring countries, crossing borders with little oversight. Refining often happens abroad. Profits leave Africa long before the gold is stamped into bars. U.S. consumers often see the final product, rings, watches, tech that shine bright. Rarely do they see the ruined rivers, the closed mines, or the promises broken. But this hidden war isn't unchallenged. Heroes emerge. Activists, journalists, local communities fight to reclaim gold for their future. In Ghana, small-scale miners are organizing cooperatives, demanding fair pricing and environmental protections. In Mali, new laws are trying to force companies to pay more royalties. Governments are being forced to respond after protests and international attention. International organizations are pushing for traceable gold supply chains, certifications, ethical sourcing. Some U.S. and European firms now demand conflict-free gold in their supply chain. Social media and documentaries are exposing the invisible link between U.S. jewelry store displays and the dirt-soaked hands in African mines. Every share, every view can change perceptions. So where does this leave us? Africa holds unimaginable wealth beneath its soil, but gold's promise is split. For many, it remains a story of exploitation, danger, and broken dreams. For some, a chance for independence, dignity, and a new path forward. When you wear gold, or buy it, or invest in it, remember, what you see on the surface is only a sliver of the story. The deeper truth lies in those who dig, suffer, fight, and hope. If you believe in fair trade, ethical buying, and stories untold, spread this video. Share the truth. Let the world know Africa's gold deserves more than shadows. I'm Antony with Citizens of Earth TV. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more stories that matter.